Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learn back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about transit Venus, square opposition, or inconjunct one's natal moon. Now, when we're talking about transits of Venus, this could be about love, enjoyment, money, values, resources, possessions, self worth, self esteem, how one feels about oneself. Now, in transit, Venus is basically making an adverse aspect to the natal moon. Well, this may manifest in the love, the enjoyment, uh, money, possessions, resources, values, self worth, self esteem, how you feel about yourself. Well, this may conflict with your emotional needs. It can be that maybe a relationship, could be a love relationship or a significant friendship, might be getting in the way of what you want to do to satisfy you emotionally. If your natal moon is in Taurus, it could be just general peace, stability, tranquility, creature comforts, maybe generating income. Even it can be a situation when you look at the moon. Moon is about our reactions and our responses. So it could be a time where maybe you're not able to respond as much to. It could be, again, going back to Venus being connected with, it could be a lover or someone you're in a relationship with, a significant friendship. Maybe there's even some kind of negotiation, offer of negotiation from someone or compromise that you're maybe having difficulty in responding to at this time. Now, the moon is also connected, it's associated with the mother, prominent women in one's life scheme, people you're close to home with. Maybe there's trouble in expressing love toward these people at this time, or maybe even receiving the love toward these people. If say if the moon, your natal moon is in Gemini, it could be a rather mercurial family member, someone that's a little bit distant emotionally, a person people that again could be very fickle in your family life, superficial even. The thing about this transit too is, you look at the moon as well. It's connected with our home, our family life. Maybe there's difficulty in finding peace and tranquility in that home life right now. This is this transit. When you look at the moon anatomically speaking, now the moon is connected with the stomach, the chest, the breast, water retention. Maybe if there's any issues with any of these things anatomically I just described connected with the moon, there may be maybe difficulty in getting the money together to take care of this. It's something that maybe these things should have some value on them perhaps, but maybe you're having difficulty valuing that. Maybe perhaps it leads to some issues with one of the things I just described. Um, the thing about the moon too is the moon is also connected with our unconscious, and it might be a time too, or maybe it could be a past lover, maybe is involved in your subconscious, your unconscious right now. It might be a time too where you look at the Venus as well. It's also, again, it's connected, with money and material items, our possessions, our resources. Maybe there's some difficulty with these that might be conflicting with your sleep. Remember that the moon is connected with the unconscious. And it might be just difficulty in general expressing sentiments and feelings at this time. You're talking about Venus, which of course is associated with sentiments and feelings. The moon is also connected with our feelings and its sensitivity and the emotions. So there might be difficulty maybe in expressing these toward a lover or vice versa. Um, the moon is also associated with our memories and our past. So it can be a time where if you're trying to, a lover, could be a past relationship, maybe is trying to connect with you. Maybe perhaps there's difficulty in this actually happening. There might be an attempt, or somebody may be trying to connect with you from your past. It could be a significant friendship. It could be a former lover. Um, could also be a time too where you look at the moon is connected with our feelings, and maybe it could be somebody again going to a significant friendship or relationship. Maybe this might be a person that might be having an adverse effect on your feelings. It might be hurting your feelings at this time. If the natal moon is in Scorpio, for example, it might be causing very irritable, intense emotional energy, convoluted emotions, and turbulent emotions, perhaps. Now, let's another thing about this too. It could also be, food. I mean, Venus is also connected with the food we're enamored with and we like to indulge in. And it can be that maybe these things might be causing some issues with the stomach at this time more so than usual. Transit doesn't last very long, so it could be some minor situation or stomach upsetment. Now, another way that this transit may manifest, it could be a time where you don't quote unquote love the things that are associated with your emotional needs. Say if your natal moon is in Cancer as an example, maybe it's something with history or nostalgia, cooking, culinary work, even doing things with laundry that could be associated with the zodiac sign Cancer. Even home decoration might be something that you may be somewhat averse to at this time. Now, also too, it could be that another way this transit may be expressed. It could be that relationships at this time, which can include, it could be lover, romantic connections or significant friendships. They may conflict with your home and your family life at this time. Say if your natal moon is in Sagittarius, as an example, it could be maybe a family that's really involved with the law. Could be lawyers. It could be people that are enamored with the outdoors or adventure. People that are very religious or philosophical. Um, it could be too. Now, it could also be at a time too in this transit. You might have difficulty in finding the enjoyment in things with the past that you may have had enjoyment with. Now, say for example, if the natal moon is in Aquarius, well, this may manifest, well, it could be enjoyment that was connected with astronomy or astrology, computers, electronics, even model rockets in some cases, even, or could be expressing altruism, humanitarianism. Another thing too is that it could be harder to express the sentiments and feelings toward prominent women in your life, home, family members, people you're simply close to home with. Let's say, for example, if the transit Venus is in Gemini, it could be very manifold feelings. It could be, something, you know, Virgo could be very apprehensive or worrisome feelings. Gemini, again, could be a wide divergence or manifold feelings as some examples. Now, another way this transit may be expressed, it might be harder to get money in some cases for the home and family. Remember that Venus is connected with things that are monetary, maybe even possessions for the home. It might be difficulty in the acquisition of these at this time. Say if the transit Venus is in Leo as an example, it could be extravagant funds or entertainment type possessions. It could be games, things of fun, amusement, or enjoyment. If the transit Venus is in Virgo, as another example, it might be more frugal gifts, or it could be diet or health related items. Libra, maybe transit Venus in Libra, could be a scale. Well, I'm really being flippant with that, people, and facetious. Now, the thing about this too is that, keep in mind, Venus is about our values as well, and the moon, can be about our emotional needs. So it might be a time where there may be a conflict with what the values are and what the emotional needs may be. If you have this, like, say if the transit Venus is in Taurus and it's opposing the natal moon in Scorpio, it could be, matters connected with one's own, generating one's own income, one's own resources and possessions versus shared resources and other people's items and possessions. Or if it's a second and eighth house involved, it could manifest that way as well, as an example. And again, this transit does not last very long. You're talking about days. It could last a little bit longer if Venus is retrograde at some point and this transit starts out direct. Then if it goes retrograde, you might have it a little bit longer than ordinarily, but it's not a very long lasting transit, but you get a number of them per year and it can have certain significance. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Leonard saying stay well.